Woo. Hey guys, how you guys doing? Brother D on Sports, Brother D on Sports. Listen, a lot of times, a lot of people don't hear me do sports. On my radio show, I do cover sports. On my radio show, I do cover sports because, we're a Christian show, and a lot of times people don't get to hear our takes and stuff. We are usually talking about life issues and not really sports, but I'm a big sports fan. I have been a fan of the WNBA for decades. For decades. I want you guys to know that. Listen, so I got some great news for you guys. I'll be going over these two. Well, they're former rookies now because they will be in their second season coming up in 2025. Caitlin Clark and the one and only Angel Reese. I'm talking about them today. What will they need for 2025? What will Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese need for 2025? So, as I said, we're going to go straight in. I'm a kind of guy, I give it to you straight, no chaser. So don't mind me. That's just part of who I am. That's just part of my my persona when it comes to sports. That's a part of what I do when it comes to sports. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, what will they need in 2025? And as you can see, I got both of the young ladies behind me. Yep, there they are. All right, so going in, I'm gonna start off with Kate, then I'm gonna end off with Angel. As I said before, this may be a little hard. So I know a lot of Caitlin Clark fans. They are very, very sensitive when it comes to Kate. So and I call Caitlin Clark Kate. That's my name. I mean, everyone has their favorite, and they know how they and who they would like to use and how they use them, but use their names. But I just like to call her Kate. And, Angel. I've been watching Angel for the last 4 years. So basically, here we go. All right, sorry for my phone ringing. I'm just trying to get this out fast as possible. I wanted to get this out this morning. All right, so here we go. So Caitlin Clark. She had a great rookie season. She broke a lot of records. Kate broke a lot of records. She had a real good outing. She came out. She did the things that she had to do. She came in as the point guard, and we've seen how she struggled at first a little bit with her scoring, and then by mid-season they switched to the motion offense, which is really great because they allowed her. It freed her up to be who she was. They was doing a lot of press defense on Kate, and what they were doing was, and a lot of people say, why are they playing her so hard? Well, she can shoot. If you can shoot, people are going to take away your strength. So that's what they were doing with Kate. They were taking away her strength. So they took away Kate's strengths by what? By playing her. Because remember, and when she was in Iowa, Kate hit a lot of three-pointers, and they were wide open three-pointers. Why? Because she would rush up court, and why? They'd be in the zone, and she'll just pull up from logo. She'll pull up from three-point mark, pop, and just pop you out. And even and sometimes they would pick it up at half court mark, but they would always meet you with what? A defender to give her, to give her a pick. So we've seen that a lot with Kate, but so we have to, so the WNBA had to do things. The players had to do things to neutralize that. They had to bring that to an end. You can't just allow people to be whatever they are. And you got to take them out of their element, and that's what they did with Kate. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over the things that Kate needs to work on, the things that Caitlin Clark needs to work on, and we're going to hit them. And I'm telling you now, I do not want your emails because I'm going to go over them, all right? Number one, Kate needs to work on her turnovers. All right, why does Kate have turnovers? Because Caitlin Clark she's like more impulsive, and she passes to sometimes get out of trouble. She passes to get out of trouble. Not so much if I'm creating, but I'll think of things like I'm gonna pass this ball like this here when a double team comes, and sometimes what end up happening is because the trap is there, the second defender will pick up the ball. or the pass will be a little off target and they'll go off. And some people say, well, you know, her teammates are not doing what they're supposed to do. Like, no, Kate is not doing what she has to do as a point guard. So that's the one thing she has to work on. But what will help her with that? Caitlin has a suspect handle. Her handle is suspect. All right. Joseph, he said Gaines is the greatest of all time. Caitlin's handle is suspect. That's why, if you ever notice, they never use Caitlin Clark in the ISO. They never use her in the ISO. She can never isolate. Why can't she isolate? Because her handle is not that great. Her handle, so she has to work on her handle. She always dribbles with her right and pushes off with her left. And if you have a problem with what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you right now, just go to the tapes. Don't take my word for it. Just go to the tapes. She dribbles with her right, push off to the left. She likes to shoot from the left, but she pushes it off with her left. All right. She pushes it off with her left and she shoots. So since she cannot penetrate and shoot and defer to her left hand, her offhand, in order to finish at the cup, which is the basket, she's going to always have trouble with that. So she has to work on that. So what does she have to work on that in order to finish at the cup? Well, you're going to have to work on, Kate. You're going to have to work on your core strength and your upper body strength. Your core strength and your upper body strength. Why? Because that's why you have a problem and finish at the cup. It's not just the fact that you can't get there because you have a suspect handle. A lot of times when Kate get past people, she's getting past because a lot of people play off of her, like they give her a few feet because why? One, she's tall. She's taller than the average point guard. She's 6 feet tall. Number two, refs will always give a guard the benefit of the doubt and blow the whistle. And there's only 5 fouls, so a lot of times people play off of her. A lot of the guards that played against her was shorter than her. Kate is a very tall. She's tall for a point guard per se, as you know, in the WNBA, not for NBA. Don't think NBA, think WNBA. So that's one. So those 3 of the things she has to work on. I got a couple more. Do not worry, I got a couple more. Caitlin, she plays suspect defense. And the reason why she plays suspect defense is because she has poor lateral movement. She has good north-south movement. She can go real fast, remember? And she runs up the court to get away from you. But her lateral movement, moving side to side, what makes you nimble, what makes you quick. She was sort of like Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, see, she plays defense like Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson got a lot of steals. Kate plays defense with her hands and not with her feet. Defense is played with your feet. It's stopping the person. It's superimposing your will from them getting to the point where they want to get. It's making people feel uncomfortable. That's what defense is. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to take you out of your element. And when I take you out of the element, at that point, I have you. So when she just plays with her hands, she reaches. People say, well, how does she get blocks? How does she get steals? Because she's tall. And if you just stay near someone and they try to shoot and you just put your arm up, I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'4". Put your arm up, you're going to block their shot, you know, out of virtue of what? Your length. It's going to contort their shot. But if you start moving left to right and you ever a shake and bake guard come down on Kate, they lose her. They lose her every time. That's why they like to go, help her on defense sometimes. Or if you notice, a lot of times Kate is a little aloof when it comes to defense. You know, she just be a little bit of everywhere. She's like, you know, she should be running behind her player. But if the player got a handle, they cook her. And she's going to have to work on her lateral movement with those feet. You got to pick those feet up, young lady. Pick them up, pick them up, pick them up. People not need to stop playing it, you know, because everybody want to, you know, oh, she's so great. Oh, bow down to Caitlin. No. If you want her to be a better player, she's going to have to pick up them feet. All right. So Kate has to pick up those feet with the lateral movement. All right. Now, the next thing she has to work on. Yeah, I'm going down the list. It's kind of brutal at times. It really is. We worked on her. Yep. She has to become more of an isolation player. She has to become more of an isolation player. Why? Because if she don't become an isolation player, even though they switch to the motion offense, which is allow her to move around and get her shots, her point guard abilities are going to, you're going to see it next year. Even though she can pass, people are going to start picking up on what? her patterns, how she moves, what she likes to do. People have rhythms. People play basketball sometimes like a rhythm player. She has great instinct. One thing I love about her, she keeps her head up when she's coming up court. She never looks down. She always looking to push the ball ahead, which is great. But your team needs you to be an ISO player. Why? Because you are a scorer. You have a better jumper than everybody on your team, than everyone. You have a better jumper than everyone. So they're going to need you to utilize that. And it just, remember, they like to compare her to Steph. Well, you can't compare her to Steph. Why? Because Steph built his body up because why? Steph was fragile. And we've seen historically that Kate never worked on her body. Remember, in when LSU beat her in the championship, she was what? They beat her defensively. They put an athletic girl on her, and she shut Kate down in the second half. Then she played against South Carolina. They put an athletic girl on her, and they shut Kate down. See, I'm telling you, it's the same pattern. Then she played what? The Sun, the Connecticut Sun in the WNBA playoffs, her debut. And what did they do? They shut Kate down. Kate went 2 for 25 from 3-pointers. That's not good. And seeing what we do, a lot of people do is you congratulate. Oh, she'll make one. She'll miss 5 and make one. Oh my God, and you fall out. See, that's kind of disingenuous in what you're doing when you do that, because what you're doing is you're making think that it's all right. It's not all right for you to miss that many 3-pointers. All right, it's not cool. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're off, you're going to keep shooting. But Kate's thing came because why? Bonner was playing her. Bonner was D'ing her up. She was D'ing her up, and Kate's getting nervous. Like people say, well, sometimes like, why don't Kate just go in and take that shot? Because Kate needs that rhythm in order to get that shot. She has this thing when she pull up, when she's running the court real fast and pull up. It's a rhythm. It's a rhythm. You don't see it as such. If you ever play ball, some people are rhythm people. They got sometimes Andre Iguodala was like that. He played for Philly. I'm a Philly guy. And he used to have this thing. He would put the ball behind his back, 1, 2, through the legs, 3, and pull up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a rhythm. He did that shot a lot. He cooked LeBron James with it when they played in the 2017 NBA Finals. He cooked LeBron with that. Now, listen, I'm telling you, these are some of the things that Kate has to do. Her rhythm. And people, when you're playing ball against somebody, and that's a small league, they're going to learn you. They're going to learn you, and they're going to shut you down. And that's what Bonner did. That's why she was so afraid, because she knew that Bonner had length, Bonner had quickness, Bonner had what? Lateral quickness. That's why Kate, she gets so mad. And you'll see, and when she pushes off, she pushes way off. She extends that arm all the way out. So she's going to have to work on those things. All right, I got 2 more things. Two more things with Kate. Yeah, because your team is going to need you to score. They're going to need you to score more. You was actually hired as a scorer. That's why people got you, because you could score. But what ended up happening? People caught on, and they met you at top of the key. Why are they double teaming her? Well, they usually double team guards who can shoot. They usually a pop out on you, frustrate you, take that hand away from you. If you stayed on Kate's hand the whole game, you got Kate. You stay on that right hand. Just stay next to her right hand. She can't shoot. That's why she would disappear in the beginning of the year, because people were some folks would stand on that right hand. And then it frustrated her. She wasn't used to it. She was coming in the pros. Now, keep in mind, people say, well, she didn't really play with nobody. Well, she played with the prior year. Remember, Boston was the what? Rookie of the year. Kelsey was what? A 5-time 19 points per game player. She for the last 5 years, Kelsey averaged 19 points. So you can't say that Kate didn't have no one with her. That's disingenuous. And remember, rookies are drafted by the worst teams. And guess what? Boston got Rookie of the Year on the worst team, and now Kate. She helped them out to go to the next level. And please do not mistake her bringing in attendance as an asset to her game. It's not. It's assets to owners' pockets because none of that money is going to the players. None of that money is going to the players. So Kate has to work on those turnovers. She has to work on her lateral movement, her upper body strength, her core strength. She has to work on her defense. And also when she scores, because when she scored 25 points, a lot of her opponents were scoring 26 points or close to it. So that made her either at a negative or it kept her neutral because her defense is so bad. But those are things that ESPN and Shannon and them is not going to point out to you because you know what I mean. They still got puppet in their blood. You know what I mean? They're like puppets. So, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, I'm I'm gonna tell you the truth. I shoot from the hip. You know, because of 62% of the time, Caitlin Clark's opponent outscored her by between 1 and 5 points. So she was always at a negative 62% of the time. And the reason why she had the most 3 points is because she took the most shots. But did you know that she had the lowest 3-point average? One of the lowest for the top 3-point shooters. She had one of the lowest averages. Yep. And defense stopped her 3 times. LSU championship, South Carolina championship, and against the what? The Sun, the Connecticut Sun. We've seen that people came up. So defense stops her. She can't shake and bake nobody. So she have to live off that pick, the high pick and roll that she like to do with her teammate Boston. Okay, let's switch over to Angel Reese. Angel! Oh, God. Oh, Lord, they're going to pull my black card. They're going to pull my black card. They're going to pull my black card. All right, let's switch. They don't like me on either side, but I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of both ladies. I really am. I'm just honest about what I see. I'm not going to lie to you. I have kids. I don't lie to my kids. If they acting like a turd, I'm gonna tell them you're acting like a turd. All right, simple as that. So anyway, all right. So let's go to Angel. Angel. What are you going to have to work on? Very easy. Some of your things. Her game actually transitioned very well to the NBA. I'm sorry, to the WNBA. Why? Because she was primarily what? A cleanup artist. She cleaned up wherever people messed up and she'll put the ball back in the basket. But honey, you're going to have to work on your posture, your form, your posture and your form. Erect yourself. I know you like to run, forward, like, and everything, but erect yourself because you have better balance. Now, a lot of times I don't know if you guys remember Jamal Wilkes that played on the Lakers. He would shoot the ball. He would grab the ball. He would shoot. He would rap. That was his rhythm. And someone allowed him to do that, and it worked for him. And since he was just a guy who popped J's from the outside, it was cool. You know what I mean? He could run the floor. He could make a layup. So that pretty much was like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, with Angel, that can't be with you, honey. You're going to have to really work on what? You're going to have to work on your posture things. Why? Because it looks like you are more than what you were in college. It looks like you are more than what you were in college. Why? So you're going to have to work on your posture. So when you're down low, when that ball comes off the rim, you're going to have to just stand there, leave your arms up, and put the ball back in the basket. Shoot, form, putting the ball back in the basket. Not just hoisting it up there. Don't get me wrong. I think you are attempting to get it in the basket. You're not just throwing it at the basket. But if you work on your craft a little bit more, you'll have a higher percentage under the court. Amen. We know that you're a beast and that you're a ball magnet, meaning that wherever the ball comes off at, you get to that ball. That is great. I love that about you. But honey, you have to work on that posture, not bringing that ball down. Don't bring it down. I know it feel good. I was considered a big man when I played in the hood. But, you know what I mean? But on the court. Now I hate to say the hood, but I putting the ball down. It feel great. You feel like, all right, it's like a resetting, but you can't do that because you have a higher percentage of you losing the ball, someone stripping you, and your hands are stronger than I thought. I thought your hands was weaker, but you have strong grip on the ball, and I think that's great. And I know both you and Kate probably don't want to work on those arms because y'all girly girls. Y'all like girl. Even though Kate, I mean, got a little tomboy in her, and Angel like to think she's a full-time model. Y'all still like girly girls. Y'all still like y'all don't want your bodies to look toned. But y'all gonna have to work on some of your strength. I think that you could be even though let me take that back. You are very strong, but you need to work on that posture. And I noticed that some of them girls, when you're down low, they can swipe that ball out your hands like with ease sometimes when they hit the ball. Not when they hit your hand. Anybody can knock the ball to him when they hit your hand. But when they hit that ball, they just they pop that ball real quick. It comes out your hand. So work on that a little bit. I do think you're strong. What else you have to work on? You need some moves, honey. You need to learn. Look at some old films of a player called James Worthy, Kevin McHale. Look at it, the footwork. And I'm not going to say Elijah Wan because he's far more advanced than James Worthy and Kevin McHale. But you're going to be in the Kevin McHale, James Worthy aspect because they had a lot of up and under moves. And you need that. You need to be able to put your back to the basket, back somebody down, turn around with a move, either a soft hook, straight ahead, or a Tim Duncan. You could do a little bit of Tim Duncan. And you're going to have to work on that. Why? Because you have to learn to utilize your height and your length. You have long arms, long legs, long torso. Use that to your advantage. You have a good a buttock size. You use your behind to move people. Just give them a bump, dribble, bump, then turn and shoot. Get a pattern down. You can turn to the right and shoot, turn to the left and shoot, but keep your back towards the basket. Learn to play with your back towards the basket. Amen. Now I've heard it said that you were a point guard. I personally find that hard to believe. I'm no shade, but I personally find that hard to believe that you were a point guard because it would be some residue of the point on you if you were a point. Even if you grew, you'll still have a little bit of that point guard in you, that little bit of that dog in you where you can take the ball and make a move, to the basket. But it seems as if your dribbling skills are adequate, but they can be better. So you're gonna have to get out there and do some presses, girl. Court to court, just dribbling with your opposite hand up and down the court and making a shot with that hand. Amen. Learning how to do what? Shoot with both hands, doing your layups, do your layup drills. You have to work on that. You have to work on that. I seen you working on that three. That's beautiful. I think you should work on that three, but you have to be realistic. You have a point guard. You have a shooting guard. So it's good for you to do what? That's good to work on that side three, not the one coming up court, even though you're the last one coming up court half of the time, but also work on that mid-range shot. That mid-range jumper that that Aja Wilson's got. That joint bop, just knocking that joint down. Knock it down, honey. Learn how to do it. Work on your form. Your shooting form. Work on your shooting form. Work on it. Work on your shooting form. All right. So when you work on your shooting form, then you will know. These are the things that you guys have to work on. That's what I have for you. Oh, one more, Angel. Oh, how did I forget that? Your passing. Lord have mercy, girl. Work on your passing. All right. Be decisive with your passing. Don't get me wrong. To me, you are a very good floor general. You're a floor general. You really are. But you can work on your passing better. And that's going to come once you work on your dribbling coming up court, because you're going to be able to see you're going to start to see the things unfold. Don't get me wrong. You do pass it ahead, but you're going to have to see where you go like, yo, if I go over here, I'm going to draw this person and I can dump it right here. So things can work out for you. They'll work out perfectly, but you have to learn how to transition into these things. These are the things I have for Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, which I call Kate for 2025. You guys stop being haters, stop being racist, because these young girls are trying to grow up and be the best they can be. You can find fault in either one of their games. You can find fault in their lives, depending on what you feel is right or wrong. But remember this: they are young ladies and they have to grow up. All right. They have to learn their way in the world. Let these ladies grow. All right. Much love to them. I pray the blessing of Abraham upon both of their lives in Jesus' name. I think I wish the best for them. I pray the best for them. Their protection over their mind, spirit, and body. That the Lord would just keep them. Amen. Just to keep both of them. Much love to their families. May their families and everybody be blessed. I'm Brother D on Sports. Check you guys out later. Much love. All right. God bless.